Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Global news reports that the United States and Iran are preparing for high-level talks, though a fragile ceasefire continues to be tested by escalating tensions. Israel and Hezbollah have been exchanging fire, while Iran maintains a significant hold on the Strait of Hormuz, leading to soaring global oil prices. Kuwait also accused Iran and its allied militias of a drone attack. Despite these challenges, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance is set to travel for talks in Pakistan. Concurrently, Israel has agreed to direct negotiations with Lebanon next week in Washington, aiming to disarm Hezbollah and establish diplomatic relations. This agreement follows recent Israeli airstrikes in Beirut that killed over 300 people, prompting U.S. President Donald Trump to ask Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to reduce the attacks. Iran's parliament speaker warned of strong responses if strikes persist, while also linking Saturday's U.S.-Iran talks to Israel halting its actions in Lebanon. Fundamental disagreements also remain over Iran's nuclear and missile programs, which the U.S. seeks to limit, and Iran asserts its right to enrich uranium for peaceful purposes. Al Jazeera reports that upcoming peace talks between the United States and Iran in Islamabad are expected to face substantial challenges. Ali Vaez, the director of the Iran project at the International Crisis Group, highlights a deficit of trust from the Iranian perspective and a perceived lack of expertise on the American side as major impediments. Vaez emphasizes that successful negotiations would necessitate a lot of time, a lot of patience, and a lot of diplomatic skill to overcome these deep-seated hurdles. UPI reports that White House staff members received a warning last month from the White House Management Office regarding placing bets on prediction markets related to the Iran war. The March 24th email specifically cautioned against using non-public government information for financial benefit, emphasizing that such misuse constitutes a serious criminal offense and a violation of government ethics. The warning came amidst reports of unusual trading activity on oil futures and stocks, particularly minutes before President Donald Trump's announcement to postpone strikes on Iran's energy infrastructure. White House spokesman Kush Desai dismissed these reports, calling suggestions of insider trading by Trump administration officials baseless and irresponsible. Notably, Donald Trump Jr. serves as an advisor and investor in Polymarket and a strategic advisor to Kalshi, two prominent prediction market platforms. US consumer prices experienced a nearly 1% rise in March, marking one of the highest short-term inflation rates in years. According to a government report released by Al Jazeera, this substantial increase is largely attributed to disruptions in global energy markets stemming from the war on Iran and its subsequent blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Gasoline prices alone escalated by 21.2%, with fuel oil seeing an increase of over 30%. During the conflict, the price of oil surged to $120 per barrel, and U.S. petrol prices surpassed $40 per gallon. Although a two-week ceasefire has been agreed, marine traffic through the critical Strait of Hormuz remains significantly reduced, leading experts to predict that it will take several months for energy prices to stabilize. The White House, however, frames these economic challenges as short-term pain for the purported benefits of defeating Iran. CBS News reports that Iran's proposal to charge ships a toll for passage through the Strait of Hormuz is raising major concerns among energy industry experts regarding potential economic and geopolitical risks. The strait, a vital conduit for about 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas, has seen traffic drastically reduced since the war began on February 28th. Analysts from Lloyd's List Intelligence state that Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has already implemented a de facto toll booth regime, with some vessels reportedly paying fees in Chinese yuan, while Iran indicated it might officially implement a $1 barrel tariff under a peace deal. Experts like Neil Shearing of Capital Economics believe this alone wouldn't drastically increase oil prices given existing profit margins. However, he warns of a permanent risk premium if Iran maintains control, potentially using tolls as an economic weapon. Artem Abramov of Rystad Energy adds that elevated ship insurance and freight rates would further drive up energy costs for consumers. Sasan Gairamani, a SGH Macro Advisors, highlights that infrastructure damage to oil and natural gas facilities in the Gulf remains a more significant factor influencing global energy prices, which have risen from $65.73 to over $95 per barrel. President Trump has publicly warned Iran against imposing such a toll. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.